taken. My understanding is that the last conversation I had with regard to this project back here is that it was in the trustees' hands, in the bankruptcy court, and what they were talking about is selling the property. And then I talked to a couple of potential buyers, and they were telling me that the bankruptcy court was not moving quick enough. So I don't know from that perspective where the politics are, who's playing with this thing, but in the meantime, you have residents in this neighborhood that are suffering daily. And the city has done many things trying to work through this process, but we can continue to put money into this open hole. I think we'll continue to procrastinate trying to solve this issue. I just met with the city's city attorney just a minute ago coming out here, and she said, Dwight, I can give you a timeline on what we've done. At the end of the day, what she want to hear is when this thing is going to be resolved. EPA, do we have anybody out here from EPA? No.
It's President's Day.
Okay, it's President's Day, so the toxic chemicals will not. They're gonna hold back just for one day for you, Judy. Okay, since it's President's Day, they're just gonna hold back for one day.
That's nice of them.
Yeah. EPA has been playing with us on this thing. I've contacted the administrator, and we've gotten, and I know Councilman Kubash have made some contacts towards trying to get them to give us an answer. And I appreciate you, Councilman Kubash, for taking an interest in this as well. But this is a serious matter. It's a sad situation for people who have to live through this daily. So from the city's perspective, we will continue to take legal actions to try to make this problem go away sooner than later. And I thank you all for covering this. And Ms. Judy, I apologize again that you have to live through this, you and the neighbors here in this area, and it's just a sad situation. So I'm glad you brought it to the attention of the media. Hopefully, we can get EPA to move quicker on this thing, Greg.
When does this become a health emergency? I mean, I've been here for 20 minutes. I can't even imagine living here. When does it become a health emergency?
Since August 13, 2010. And you asked Judy, it may have been even before then. And so, the question becomes, I mean, I've heard stories from where it was on the top and it was just when the wind blows, you would smell it, but it hadn't penetrated the soil. That's a lie. Okay? I've heard all kind of stuff. I went over there and I grabbed the water and I could feel some stuff and you could smell it, and then EPA giving us all these excuses. I'm going to contact Congresswoman Lee. I'm sure they've done it already, and I'm going to see what she can do to help me and Congressman Green to get EPA to move on this thing. I don't know what needs to. The bottom line is, what I would like to see happen, sell the property, whatever the issues are, work through that, sell the property, and let's clean it up. I think we're going to spend the city has allocated about $2 million, Councilmember Kubash, to get this thing done. And they're up to 1.4 million or something like that, some number around that. Sell the property, let a developer come in, put some single family homes over here once it's been cleaned, and bring a nicer community as opposed to these just these poison fumes that's coming through the air. So, we will continue to work on this thing. It's a sad day. It's a sad situation for neighbors in this area. And I just think that EPA needs to step up sooner than later. All it takes is somebody to die.
Already have died.
See?
Already.
Sad. If, to prove a case that because of these fumes a person has died, you got problems. Councilman Kubash, you want to add something to it? As you come out of surgery?
Let me tell you, if this was a fire back here, the trucks wouldn't leave until we had the fire completely put out. The city wouldn't tolerate a fire continuing. But because this is an odor, a stench, I've been out here 3 times. I've asked the media, do you have a stinkometer to measure the degree of stink? This will eventually get on your tongue if you're out here long enough. You breathe it in, it gets in your nose, it gets on your tongue. We've got to take some type of positive action. These people need relief, and they need it soon. This is wrong to have to live in the community with this type of stench and odor in the air. Thank you very much.
I think this is what should be focused on. This entire community needs to know this is what's important. The city needs to focus on this. This is what it's all about.
If this were happening in River Oaks, this were happening in the Heights, this were this were happening in Spring Branch, would there be action? Would this be allowed to stand?
No.
You asked the question, I want you to answer it. We know the answer to that.
No.
We know the answer.
What I don't understand with this and my neighbors that are coming